February 1st. Bang on time. It's 9 a.m. Good morning. Good morning. FOMC meeting happened yesterday. We're going to get into it. How did it impact the price of Bitcoin? Right on time today. Right on time. Right on time. So on time that I can't even... Just beautiful morning. Beautiful morning. Looking at the market cap of crypto today, we are down a bit, $1.63 trillion, but Bitcoin's still floating around 42,635 precisely at the time of filming this video. Good morning. Welcome to Your Future Hand. I am JBiggs. Go on over to X and follow Your Future Hand for more updates. Quicker updates, just random text throughout the day, kind of showing us where we are. I know people like to do the whole thumbnail hype thing. That's what's wrong. We got no music going. That's a problem. That's a problem. Yeah, everyone likes to do the hype, but you can see the last 10 weeks of Bitcoin has been dead flats in the same range. Yeah. So don't buy the hype. Don't buy into all the hype and all the thumbnail tactics. The thumbnail tactics. Big news, BitBoy Crypto. So BitBoy Crypto is one of the biggest players in the space for a long time. You can also check me out at Biggs Audio, at Biggs Audio, Jules on X for some of the Web3 music stuff that I'm going to do. Get into some collaborations and some AI animations, things like that. Stocks are on the way up. Let's get into the market scope, because that's what you're all here for. Let's get into the market scope. Nothing's changed. Still playing this range. Again, this is the last 9-10 weeks here since we made that break above the 61.8% FEB at $38,540, right? And you can see we caught that as support 8 weeks later. So good sign that is our strong level for now. We're still playing this range between the 100% FIB of this move that I would consider the breakout over the 61.8 on the candle bodies of the weekly open and close between that move. And you can see that we've been in this orange rectangle and playing this range for the last 9 weeks, and it looks really good. Aside from the speculation and pump into the ETFs, and then the transfer of GBTC into BlackRock, Fidelity, and their own, and all these other ETFs. BlackRock now owns around 70,000 Bitcoin. These guys are buying this stuff every day. This is why we have been able to absorb some of the most aggressive outflows in market history for Bitcoin. Let's go in. So let's see where the day closed yesterday. And you know, good sign right there, right? And support above. So support at the last little shelf that we had on the daily, but to see us hold above the 78.6% FIB on the close there yesterday, I didn't even look at that. So you can see the close and the open were above that 61.8% FIB at $42,300, which we were talking about yesterday, which is good. And we were also talking about playing this whole range again, and it didn't. So that's also a good sign. But it did play this whole range. So the FOMC meeting, so what's the result of that? So yeah, they paused rates, which is not bearish or really bullish. As you can see, it's been really neutral for the price. But the thing that impacted the price, and in my opinion, why it would come down a bit, is that they're pausing rates, that's fine, but they tell us that they didn't get inflation to where they wanted it to. So yes, they stopped it from increasing, but we didn't get down. They want to go down to 2%, which is, we're nowhere near 2%. Like, that's just, I mean, they can say they got it down to 3.4 or 3.6 or whatever it was, but I don't believe that's true either. So they have to extend the period of time that they're going to pause rates, and the markets and larger firms and VCs and all this stuff, they had priced in rate cuts coming sooner. So they may or may not have to reprice their allocations between now and March, April, right? Pushing this thing to the halving, which we keep saying. We've been saying it forever. It's going to be interesting because they're going to line it up with the supply shock of Bitcoin. They have to. Whichever way that the mass consensus deviate towards, the elites will go, and they'll steer the narrative that way to benefit them first, which is why they've taken 10 years to sort this out, right? For ETFs. They could have approved an ETF at any time they wanted. At any time they wanted, right? Why would they wait till 40,000 and $1 trillion value before they did that? And I mean, if we want to go crazy with patterns, I mean, I see inverse head and shoulders happening on the daily time frame, but I don't like doing the patterns because anything can happen at any time and anything could change, and this thing could just dump out of nowhere, right? And this is not the weekly candles right now. This is the daily. But again, like I said, I like to look at the weekly. We can see we're in this massive trade area between the 78.6 and the 61.8% fib of the 2022 bear trend, right? Very substantial. This orange line of resistance that I've got is from the 2017 bull run high, from the 2021 bull run support. And we broke above that with the resistance line, and this is just a line that Bitcoin has flirted with for 10 years. Okay, so this red perforated line is something from the 2012, so the first bull run, and just something that we've lightly flirted with over the last 10 years. So, pretty major apex, in my opinion, where we've been for the last couple of months, as in a 5-year, a 10-year, as well as a major fib from the 1 year long downtrend that we saw through 2022. So major area, and we're capitulating here. This is great. So 9-10 weeks right here, right? This means we've agreed on price. Supply up here, great. There's some demand down here, great, right? But what we're waiting for is the next big move, and it's going to be a break above one of these levels at 49,000 or 38.5, right? So pauses. It isn't bearish, but them extending pauses is slightly bearish. It slows down price action, which is what they want, which is what they've been doing for 10 years in Bitcoin. They just want to impede growth. Good morning. Oh, yelling in the mic now. Liberty and Trust, Big Wrench in the building. Show some love. Show some love. GM to Liberty and Trust. DCA into these markets. I want to get more involved in just reminding people to dollar cost average into Bitcoin. I've been meeting a lot of people in the space. Look at that pump already, about $500 here. So pretty volatile in this range here, but I mean, I'm not too worried again. Got a longer time frame in mind. But it's interesting in these spaces, people who have been invested and even working with some of the bigger projects, and they have been for a long period of time. But they're not really invested in Bitcoin. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, sure, they got a bag. They've secured a bag. They're getting paid to, be community leaders, or, they have heavily invested into other blockchains. But it's surprising to me that, for the amount of people that are trying to onboard new people into crypto and Web3 are quicker to get them involved in NFTs or meme tokens or, smaller wallets and decentralized exchanges and stuff like that, as opposed to dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin and really securing some value that you really know you're not going to get rugged on, and anything can happen in the economy, in the global economy, that could send. I mean, I don't believe it's going to happen, but it could just fall to 13,000 out of nowhere, 15,000 out of nowhere. Very, very unlikely scenario now with ETFs being approved and these people accumulating every day. But if that happened, everything else, everybody would be rugged and done on. Like 90% of these cryptos will fail. Forgot about price. It will come. Or forget, I think he means forget about price. Yeah, on decimal value, BTC. What you want, Q1, Q3, BTC being sucked up. Stack. Absolutely. Stack. Sats. That's what we want. We want the opportunity to accumulate more at lower prices. So, GBTC is running out of Bitcoin, and it didn't go to 33K like we, could have expected, could have seen down here at the next FEB. Right? So showing really good strength here. We stacked our long position, and yesterday, I wanted to add more to this trade, but I got a little scared and I didn't add. I did not add more in the dip yesterday, and I should have. But I originally wanted it at 38.5, and I thought it was going to wick lower than this line. So my order to double down on that trade was actually missed by $138. Womp womp. Sats. Stack those sats. Absolutely. What's going on in the news today? So overall markets go 56% in the greed neutral territory. Nothing really major there. The overall market down a few $100 billion. A few billion. But nothing too major. Still 8% for the week on Bitcoin, 5% for Ethereum. Let's look at the top 10. AVAX in the top 10 with 10% this week. AVAX is a good one. Let's look at AVAX. We should have had some AVAX before. Like October, honestly, September, October, in my opinion, would have been a great time to be buying alts. I'm a little weary now just in case something happens before the halving and Bitcoin does come back to mid-30s. That's going to be the time to buy alts. Otherwise, I will wait for Bitcoin to move another 40% and I'll take some profit and put it into some alts. Bitcoin is the ultimate goal, though. Bitcoin is the ultimate goal. So, I mean, AVAX still looks really good. Yeah, AVAX still really good. What was the high? There was a lot of speculation around AVAX, but $135 was the high. And where is it now? 33. Jeez, that's pretty good. That's actually recovered a bit of value. That's showing strength. It actually looks like a good buy right now, AVAX. But I'm still waiting for the king, Bitcoin, to decide where it's going. So, yeah, the FOMC, Jerome Powell, I mean, they beat around the bush a lot. Like, it's a lot of nonsense, man. And they're, like, saying they're going to make decisions just month to month, meeting to meeting. It's like, come on, man. You're going to tell me that you don't have things planned out for the fucking year already or for the decade already? Come on. It's just a puppet show. That's all I see is a goddamn puppet show. $42,800. Let's move down. Let's go to the 4 hour. You fucking degens. You short-term trading degens. Actually, I like to scalp too. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like to poke fun. Let's go to the 4 hour. And I personally like longs, so I'm gonna look at this from a positive perspective. There's nothing really to pull fib on, though. I mean, the market's undecided right now. It's waiting for whale moves, right? So when the volume gets low like this, when the whales aren't in the market, it's just traders trying to take an advantage of speculators and retailers coming in and out of the market. So, I mean, not a lot of price fluctuation. We had some volatility around the meeting yesterday, but nothing major. And you can see we got a double bottom, and if I look at the RSI, it's probably a little bit of a bullish divergence. It is. And, yeah, we got support back above 50% RSI on the 4 hour and above this fib here, 78.6% fib on the last 9 weeks of price action history. So, pumping likely again to come up and test this resistance. We know that the resistance for the last 9 weeks has been $43,800. And I'm not overly confident that it's going to break out of that this week, but I am optimistic. I'd rather be optimistic and wrong than pessimistic and right. Elon, you're fucking beauty. Gonna have emotions in trading, but we limit. Yeah. Manage your risk accordingly. Do what your play with what your stress tolerance can handle. Myself personally, I'm warming myself up to longer trades coming into a bull market because I have a tendency to close trades to get profits, and we want profits. That's the thing. But when the winner's going to run, we want to learn to let it run and not get too greedy. But there is going to be a time coming soon where there is big, mind-blowing cucumbers coming out of the patch. Yeah. So again, I'm waiting for the weekly to close. We got 3 days left, and the monthly closed above this resistance, right here. So that's positive, and February starting positive, right? So let's see if we can get above 43.8 to close the week. This is also that 10-year resistance line, this perforated line here. Should I make this line more visible? How about 2 pixels? Our 10-year line. Yep. Monthly candles looking healthy to me, right? We could play the whole range and do another, couple of spinning tops here before the halving. But you never know. For now, the target is hopefully somewhere around 43.8 or on top of 43.8 to close this weekly candle. If not, very likely to come back to test the 41 to 40K range. So we will keep you updated. Thank you for chiming in. If you've made it this far, we really appreciate you. Like, subscribe, do the things. We keep it real. We do updates daily. Basic. Looking forward. Yeah, hang in there, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Biggs out.